you pick it for Doggo would allow Kai Wing like a roaming, engage support, which he also really excels on. But first pick is a lot to invest in it, so let's see. Nice.
I like it. I like that investment.
Personally, I think that's a good start.
Yeah, I think that especially when you consider, again, this was one of the champions that Doggo piloted in one of their previous wins against KC back on day number 2. He did it amazingly. Yeah. Again, no deaths in that series either game. I think that this is a great start for them to go with. We'll see what KC want to answer with. Remember that once again in the previous game, it was Doggo getting first blood thanks to another gank from Junja that ended up working out in their favor, even though Yike was also there. So we'll see if they keep that prio on the bottom lane up. But the first pick from KC will be the Talia for Vladdy in the mid lane.
This, to me, is also a really good kind of fearless steal away and block. Not only do I love Talia right now because it pairs really well with a lot of the AD jungles, and pairs pretty well with mobile comps here. If you have Kai'Sa, I mean, your late game strategy, like you have lots of mobility and you have lots of burst potential, but Talia also has been something that Hanku has gone to almost as much as Azir here, have been the 2 primary picks. So good little steal away pick there, as Vladdy's going to be able to take away the Talia, even though they themselves, banned away the Vi, and you don't have that like guaranteed setup for Seismic Shove. You can use other setups for Seismic Shove, no problem anyway.
Okay, and we're going to see the Nautilus locked in here for CFO. Not only is this going to give you some engage of your own, but it's a great takeaway from an enemy composition that is just locked in the Kai'Sa for Kalist. I always say that the game has one canonical bot lane with Xayah Rakan, but Kai'Sa Nautilus is on like that same level for me. I just feel like I see these 2 champions paired so much they might as well be married, and now we've got them broken up. This should be able to at least give them some nice engage, some nice front line, and ooh, we're going to get the big man.
And this is one of the biggest things, and looking up this team, Driver puts so many games on Gragas and Sion.
Yeah.
That it's like, when it gets locked, some people are like, oh yeah,
Even like Ezreal that normally have pretty good self-peel. So I like the ban there. All right, Aatrox is the answer into the Gragas for the top side.
Yeah. Another nice lane into it. More standard than the Vladimir here, but also kind of similar blood leeching survivability. You can survive off
blood leech.
Yeah, I mean he eats off the large belly of Gragas, similar to what Vlad does.
Just
kind of
takes a chomp out of his belly.
You with me a little bit? All right.
Whoa. Okay, we got Junji on the Okay, I really do like Kindred and Gragas combined together because of the way that the ultis work. Lamb's Respite creates that zone of immortality, and then the big man just says, get the hell out of the zone.
Exactly. Any enemies trying to partake in our Kindred ultimate will be cleaned off.
Exactly. Aatrox takes a big bite out of Gragas' belly, but then Gragas is still big enough to knock everybody out.
How many circles do you want with your comp, Flowers?
We got a lot of circles here with the Galio locked in too, so anybody that manages to avoid the Gragas knockout then gets hit by the Galio knockup.
So our main takeaway from this draft is going to be Junja has to have a good game. You are running Kindred Galio here. That Galio mid is about setting up this Kindred, so much CC. Your ultimate allows the Kindred to go for deep invades. Your Nautilus has to pair up with your Kindred to go for offensive plays. This is a Junja Doggo dual carry full send team comp here for CFO. Meanwhile, we get some extra spice here, and it's going to be very, very dive and like global for KC. So KC dictating the pace of the game and the plays of the game. Game number 1 makes me worried for the CFO side.
Yeah, I feel like it's always better to be the guys deciding the fights when you want them, where you want them, how you want them.
You seem like a full send guy rather than receiving plays.
Oh yeah, I have a rule when I play League of Legends. It's called Fired Up.
He's gonna be a playmaker. Okay, I'm actually sold now.
Okay, that did it for you.
That was a good player cam right there.
Dramatic stare down. I like that.
I'm down. They are not going to be waiting around this game. I expect Kindred to be leading here with the Galio, with the Nautilus, create some plays for themselves. You have to be so worried though We mentioned, you know, with Vibe Band out, you have a lot of other things you can set up Seismic Shove with, and Pantheon is another point and click. It's a little shorter range than a Vi ult, but HonkQ with some fancy footwork here to get away from Targa, but is gonna take several hundred damage to start this lane, which is already gonna be him receiving
as well because of the fact that his body slam has priority over almost, if not every single other movement ability in the game. It's just really annoying to deal with as a melee character.
I kind of like this. Guy coming in.
HonkQ's down to 200 HP. Justice punch backwards, but Vladdy ends up forcing the flash at a HonkQ. There's the consequence of that early extra damage.
Junja should know, though, because the ward did see the invade coming, and obviously the bottom lane walking away is going to be a full giveaway, but I do kind of like that, taking away at least the red buff from a Kindred. You know, we talk about, can the Kindred will go for offensive plays with...
Oh, Yike's gonna get the first blood right here, surely. Just needs one more hit to do it. Beautifully done. KC on the board.
All over this game. You know, the early game plan for the Kindred here is fully set behind.
Oh, Kaiwing wanting to scrap down here in the 2v2 yet again, but he's got to be careful about all the damage he's taken. Targamas down below 100, but calm, cool, and collected, not spending a flash or anything like that. Knows there's no more damage here to supply the kill. Junja not there in time to really contribute a whole lot to this, as Vladdy will move down through the river, but again, it's another nice dredge line coming out from Kaiwing. He's got to try to get away, flashes back out of the range of the crash down. Junja's going to escape now because Yike and Vladdy are also ready to join the fight. Yike still moving forward, no flash available on that Pantheon. Already used it earlier to get the first blood, but it's KC.
The setup is very good, and Pantheon has a very good exit strategy for so many of these skirmishes, but currently, CFO into the Dragon, they leashed it. The Hextech Dragon is very annoying to get away from. They have to be careful. They're going to get collapsed on right here. This is not a good spot for CFO.
This is really dicey. Kaiwing has no flash. Remember, CFO, they want to try to fight this as Galio makes a heroic entrance, but it doesn't even hit anybody on KC's side. Now CFO is trapped inside the pit. The Dragon's got about 2,000 health remaining. It's aggroed over the KC players for now. Junja dropping down. The Wolf right there has to flash back away from some of the incoming damage. HonkQ goes into the middle of everybody, but Targamas isn't dead just yet, and HonkQ's going to be first to die. The Dragon is low. It is going to be claimed by the side of CFO, but they just lost so many men. There's no way it's worth it. 4-0 game for KC.
KC shooting oysters in a barrel, Flowers.
Yes, sir.
The sending and receiving plays. KC, they can send a lot of them after the success they just had. Let's take a look. They're going to do just that. Kaisa was walking up.
And Kaiwing wanted to go for a dredge line there, but it hit one of the little void mites. Kalist versus Driver, and Kalist is unafraid of dealing with this solo laner that's 2 levels above him as CFO continues hanging around the grub pit. They've already secured one of the little grubs, but that's it. Seismic Shove does not hit a target. Kalist again looking for the battle. Beautiful job there with the killer instinct, getting away from the explosive cask. Driver slows Kalist down enough to survive. But again, level 6 versus level 8, the Kaisa comes out on top.
Yeah, Kalist also can take a bite out of the belly. Looks like Doggo's going to fire off the ulti down bottom, try and help with, I mean, the wave's not even there anymore, so that Ezreal just kind of whiffs. Regardless, though, up on this top side, they're still fighting over the last one. Okay, Yike has Smite available, but it's an unupgraded Smite.
Okay, so there it is. Actually, all 3 grubs go the way of CFO. That's the first thing this game that has really gone their way. They played that very patiently. They put... Well, we've got, 15 seconds before our next Drake spawns. The first one was an absolute tragedy for CFO, even though they got it. We'll see what the second looks like as Driver has found himself caught out of position. It's exactly what we said in the draft, Kobe. There's so much power for KC to just bring the whole squad in and instantly make anybody caught out of position a dead man.
Yeah, your side lanes are always in danger, and this isn't even, we were kind of looking towards when the outer towers are down. Oh, you're going to be so scared. Outer towers are still up, and Dragon is up, so with objective on this side of the map, KC decide to make one of their full send plays. Multiple ults invested in order to get the kill. Plus, you're going to basically trade turret plate money because they got turret plate money on the bottom side. Teleport here. It takes a long time in the early game to actually travel down there. So Kalist has his eyes open, walks away once he sees it. is going to delay him. He won't go for a recall now since it was interrupted, but they got the Dragon here, so KC with their first Dragon for themselves in the Chem Tech. In addition to killing Driver last time, they want another piece of that Gragas Flowers.
And he's just hanging around farming more plates. He has to know he's just dead here. Surely wants to flash for it, but no, it is not gonna matter. Just feels like a wasted summoner spell. They slow him down, they beat him down, a little bit more damage is all they need, and the spear finds the big man. Yike gets number 2.
So we were correct about taking Chomps out of the Gragas belly, but incorrect as to who particularly was going to do the chomping.
Yep, Aatrox is a vegetarian this game.
It's been everybody besides the Aatrox.
Yeah.
getting a piece.
Everybody else is hungry as Kaiwing and Doggo, yeah, it's not like they're any real threat against Kana up here. He's happy to just sit, spam spells.
Yikes. It looks like that cooldown's coming up.
Not quite there.
The shadow wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
If Yike's ultimate was fully available, I feel like it would be another huge play.
Well, there it is. Now it's ready to go. Kaiwing's in some danger for the grand entrance over the top. There's the Lamb's Respite to try to keep everybody alive. The turret's still not dead yet. Yike is taken low, but Junja's on the run and he's first to die. It's 2 dead bodies in CFO jerseys. It's KC wanting even more. Kaiwing runs all the way away. The spear misses, so now they turn their attention over onto Doggo. He's still got plenty of health. He shifts back towards his own tier 2 turret. And KC, again, this is an 8-0 game. CFO just have no response.
I mean, Vladdy's going to take a visit here.
Immediately blast Driver for about half his HP. Wants to keep chasing, flashes forward past the explosive cast. Driver just trying to use the fancy feet, but I don't see any way out, man. This is gonna be a 9-0 game.
Even Talia can bite.
Even Talia, she turned him into a popsicle.
Oh man, everybody is getting a piece of Driver in this game. And honestly, and is still the one with the largest gold difference here.
Oh, Target with the flash over the wall, immediately follows it up with a crash down Magnet Storm. More help, another Weaver's Wall. Kaiwing low, but he stays alive. Reinforced by Hong Q. CFO's bottom lane duo barely holds on with 100 HP each, but now the Herald's been summoned up. Now the tier 1 turret's gonna be forced down. Now the gold lead is 6,000, 17 minutes into the game.
Well, that's gonna be another Dragon for KC. Honestly, playing with their food at the moment. Driver here has been the food.
Yep, and it looks like he's about to be another heaping helping. The Ignite's still ticking. He does manage to eat 1 honey fruit to live through it. But that's about the best CFO can ask for right now.
Yep, an escape with his life. Yike throwing up the Amumu tears. I mean, the tournament started with tears for Yike, but now it is ending with, I mean, a rocket to the moon. He has just
tears of sadness, tears of joy.
Yep, tears of joy. There you go. He has been exceptional. Definitely big stuff for him.
Back and crushing CFO. I think that experience is doing him pretty good, Coach.
Yeah, and plus your reward for winning this is more experience. You get finals position.
CFO, they wanted to make the move, but KC was ready for the reaction, and now Hong Q's the target. Everybody in KC has arrived to the party, and they don't want just one. Junja's in some danger now as the Unraveled Earth makes it hard to get away. Junja wants to escape over the wall, but Yike with another spike from downtown.
It's a hit. Yike don't miss those. Okay, Targa.
Targamas just setting up another one. That doggo ain't going to heaven, and Kalish is dominating.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
It's true, though. That doggo's going to the fountain flowers.
Yup, that's a nothing for CFO on the Rift anymore. We are 20 minutes into the game, and we are at the point where CFO now needs KC to throw. But the problem is we're also at the point where Otacon's on the board, and there is nobody on CFO that can get anywhere even close to this thing. Kalist and Yike can just two-man it so easily.
Yeah, and critically, this Otacon will give you permanent power in the flowers, extra experience, and or something in a side lane. Yes, you know that a Talia wall and a Kalist ultimate are going to come flying through, and you don't have a lot of time to work with, but oh no,
oh
Driver.
Boy. Here he goes again. Don't think he's going to be driving too much further. Does manage to flash away from the shattering strike. Targamas with the remount, flashing forward. Wants just a little bit more here. Oh, the Magnet Storm, not quite what he wanted. Doesn't matter. Yike comes crashing down and guarantees it. Vladdy will take the kill on that one. 13-0 now in this second game. Oh, make it 14. Nice shove from Vladdy. Kalist, godlike 7-0-4 on the Kaisa.
All right, will we continue to count? Let the first two really crush your mental. You have to try and regroup for the rest of the series here. Yes, it's going to be must win from here on out for CFO, but, oh man, driver.
Again, man. Okay.
Okay.
Body slams away for that first shove, but no, I don't think he's getting away, man. They brought everybody yet again. The cast just ends up knocking Kana and Yike forward. Junja does get enough distance to escape the Pantheon in time, so he's not going to be a follow-up kill himself. We still don't even have Baron on the map for another minute and a half for KC to move over and try to take. Junja hit by the Q2 over the wall there from Kana. Kana's having the top lane experience this game. 0-0-2, the game's won. He's showing up, having a little bit of fun himself now. But man, KC just putting on a show here in this second game. The first one was so impressive. It was so slow for such a long time. They have one big explosive fight, they win it, and they just snowball that into a victory. Here in this second game, just from pre-minion spawning all the way back to chunking Hong Q right before the minions are about to collide in the mid lane, it's just been KC from the very start.
Yeah, I think CFO, they have to just pick some winning lanes and a proactive jungler for Junja, and completely change the script in the next game. You cannot,
for themselves, the gold difference powered by AWS, just a massive ocean of red as Kana finds himself caught out a little bit here on the bottom side of the river, does get knocked back by the explosive cast. Kana will drop, and finally CFO's on the board. Yike wants to get one back there on Junja as Vladdy shows up from behind. Kalist goes legendary as Junja dies, and now another kill comes through for the side of KC. Make it a triple for Kalist. Is it a quadra for Kalist? No, Vladdy shuts down the potential of a pentakill there, but that does not matter. KC got what they needed, and they can march their way over to Baron.
all right, Doggo, here you go. It's Doggo in a dream. He's got a mystic shot.
That dream might turn into a nightmare, my friend. Vladdy jumps right off the Weaver's wall, and he wants more damage onto that Doggo, but there's the shattering strike. The ace for KC.
The ace, the Baron, the Scuttle Crab. The full trifecta.
Everything. The three most important things in League of Legends.
Definitely true. KC here, they have to be riding so high on the momentum they've built in this series. With this Baron buff, you have to believe it'll be a quick reset into pushing very deep. And, well,
Junja knocked right back in day two. This is not the team that they played a few days ago back at the start of First Stand. This is a squad that has evolved in such an insane way throughout this past week of competition, showing up and looking completely lost, completely disjointed, and then just leveling up day after day after day to the point where we're at right now, where they're about to be one game away. I can't even finish this sentence praising them before they get another kill because they're so far ahead. They're up 15,000 gold, and they're about to be one game away from making the finals.
incredible stuff here with the young players. Actually, 0 deaths on either Vladdy or Kalist. 18 and 19 years old on the international stage, looking to end it. Vladdy was the one that got the seismic shove on the last driver kill, the most recent one of many, and that's going to be KC.
That's all it takes. Targamas jumping into the back line to the Magnet Storm for the initiation. It's time to pad those stats. There's